Welcome to Marcus Pavilion in Lacey, Washington, on the heels of Montana State Billings against your St. Martin Saints. Hello again, everyone. Danny Vaca alongside Rick Wells. And Rick in a battle today here in the GNAC. It should be a fun one between two teams that are two teams that are in playoff position, GNAC play. Last time out, both these two teams endeavored on a game that saw Montana State Billings come away with a victory at home by the count of 75 to 63. So, Rick, the story here today, what must St. Martin's do to play differently?
That's a good question, Danny. Probably three areas I would think they would need to focus on tonight. One would be team defense. Now, as a team, defensively, we're third in the GNAC. But team defense, I believe, wins games. So keeping people off the board defensively, next receiver pressure, deflections, steals, help side defense will really play an important part. I think another thing that would be important would be overall rebounding. In terms of the GNAC, Montana out-rebounds St. Martin's. So we need to pick that up, particularly keep Deani Boyce off the board. She's a top 10 rebounder in the league, and I think that would be important. Finally, I would say the last time St. Martin's played Montana, our top three scorers combined had 48 points. Their top three scorers combined had 49 points. The difference in the game was the balance of the rest of the team. So I believe our bench and our other players that are coming in as reserves, they really need to pick up that pace.
That pace will have to pick up, especially this evening. Battle between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. Look at both these two teams. Last time out, Montana State Billings, a victor in a game against Seattle Pacific. St. Martin's, on the other hand, they came across a difficult road trip, but a big win against Simon Fraser. Maya Hatchett, a career-high 19 points. But the story for St. Martin's, if they're looking to come through with a victory, they can't find themselves down by 16 points at the half. What can they do to make sure that they don't fall behind early?
Well, again, some of those elements are already mentioned, but I think being deliberate on offense is on our part. Not get caught up in a run-all game, fast as you can go, and taking shots that might not be high-percentage shots. So I think when a team is deliberate on offense, they control the game, and I think that will be important.
Controlling the game is going to be key. A look at the first meeting between these two teams. St. Martin's led at one point by the count of 11-2. They were off to a good start, but then the second half, or the second part of the first half, that's where things started to unravel for the Saints, where Montana State Billings would outscore St. Martin's the rest of the way in proficient fashion in a complete turnaround. How about outscoring the Saints by a count of 33-16 to close out the first half? So they're going to have a better response as things wear along. But this is a very important game across the board. This is the Play4Kay game, as we have these T-shirts wearing pink. And, you know, Rick, I might as well put it on too myself. But a game commemorated for those women that we have lost to cancer, and this is a game commemorated for them. So very heavy game for many of the Saints, and a cause that hits close to home for a lot of us. A look at Montana State Billings, and Kevin Wooden has done an excellent job. 26-year leading the Montana State Billings program, and you talk about sustained success. He has done it all. The winningest head coach in Montana State Billings history. So for the Jackets, well, this is not Kevin Wooden's first rodeo, so you have to imagine that veteran squad is going to have quite the effort, and you got several elite scorers to help for the Jackets lineup.
Correct. You know, I think one of the reasons Montana State is so good year after year, there's an old coach's saying, Danny, there's no substitute for talent. That's what the recruiting process is all about, you know, getting the best players you can get in. If you have great athletes, you can make a coach look good. And so I'm not saying that St. Martin's can't match them, because, like I said earlier, you know, scoring output, we were point for point with them with our top 3 players. So it's going to take some of the tough defense, hard work ethic, team cooperation. It can't turn into an individual game.
It's got to be an all-around effort, and for Montana State Billings, they do have players for that all-around effort, and it begins with Deani Boyce.
Correct. And I think that Deani Boyce, I believe she's a top 10 scorer, top 10 rebounder in the league. She's a senior. She's got lots of experience. In fact, their top 3 players are all seniors. There's something to say when you got seniors on the floor. That's an important factor.
Well, it helps also for your top 3 seniors to have played every single game the last 3 years. That is a huge help.
That's impressive.
For Montana State Billings. And a look at the standings and how important this game is. St. Martin's is in 6th place in the GNAC standings, which pins them in the final GNAC spot. Montana State Billings is in at 2nd place, one ahead of a 2-way tie for 3rd place in the standings. So Montana State Billings looking to stretch away their lead. So this game for Montana State Billings is oh so crucial, one that they have to win.
Correct. In terms of St. Martin's, I know we're in that 6th position, but if you look at 4, 5, and 6, they're all 1 victory apart from each other.
1 win apart from each other as we are moments away from tip-off between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. We'll soon head to the floor and take in the sights and sounds of this evening's game. But as we prepare ourselves, let's head down to the floor with our public address announcer, Joe DeBruni, with all the pregame festivities here from Lacey in the Play4Kay game. An emotional time for everyone here at Marcus Pavilion. Let's head to Joe DeBruni.
Star Court for tonight's GNAC matchup featuring the Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets, who come into this game with a record of 19-4 and 8-2 in GNAC play, versus our hometown Saints, who are currently at 12-7 and 5-6 in GNAC play. Before we meet the players, this time, can you please rise to your able remove your hats and join us as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's go ahead and meet the starters for the Yellow Jackets. The flag senior number 5 is Aston, DC. 5'10" senior number 11, Chloe Williams. The 5'8" senior number 14, Courtney Nelson. The 5'11" junior number 22 is Caitlin Grossman. And 5'11" senior number 30, Deani Boyce. Caitlin Whitman is 21st season as your head coach, assisted by Alicia Green. And now, ladies
think you're good now.
6'4" junior from Tyrant, Oregon. Number 15 is Sarah Lamette. 5'9" junior from Gordon, Washington. Number 20 is Kiana Rios. And a 6'1" sophomore from Golden, Colorado. 32, Avery Oster. This man is well over second team to get coach. Assisted by Alex Pagonis and Jamari Foster.
And we're set for play. Montana State University Billings against St. Martin's. First game of the week for both these two teams. Montana State Billings coming off a loss earlier so far. Lost to Northwest Nazarene recently. As we're moments away from tip-off, away we go. To begin the game, Caitlin Grossman goes up against Sarah Lamette. We're underway from Marcus Pavilion. Jada Travis has had a standout stretch of few weeks as Jada Travis is able to score. St. Martin's with a 2-0 lead right out of the gate.
Great bucket. Great to start the game out with that. It's a confidence builder.
So here is Chloe Williams. Spots Caitlin Grossman. From the left side, Courtney Nelson leads in the GNAC in assists, and she can't find one for herself. Avery Oster comes away with the loose change for St. Martin's. Here's Jada Travis. From the right side, flown out to Kiana Rios. Left side, Madeline Brown. Sarah Lamette in the post, kicked it out. In comes Avery Oster. From the arm joint, put in Sarah Lamette. And a 4-0 lead for St. Martin's.
Great vision on that pass. Montana dropped off to play some help side D, and it left Lamette open.
Here's Aspen Giese. From the right side, Courtney Nelson. Right back to Giese. Aspen Giese down the lane, gave it away. Madeline Brown comes away with the loose ball for St. Martin's. From the left side, Oster finds Travis to Kiana Rios. She'll survey. Travis left side for Brown. Avery Oster right back to Madeline Brown. Oster had intentions of the three and the steal. In comes Chloe Williams for the layup. Turnovers will be key for St. Martin's. Turned the ball over 25 times, a travel call. We are 2 minutes in. St. Martin's with a 4-2 lead on Montana State Billings. Kevin Wooden, 344 wins. He's head coach of the Montana State Billings program. Plenty of time in control of the Jackets. Here's Aspen Giese. Chloe Williams from the left side. Courtney Nelson. Always a threat in assisting. This time kept in play by Chloe Williams. Missed on the try from Caitlin Grossman, and St. Martin's able to break out.
St. Martin's playing a tough man-to-man D right now on great help side.
So here's Madeline Brown, and another turnover.
3 in a row, Danny.
So St. Martin's, after taking a 4-0 lead, has had their possessions cut short from unforced errors. Here's Courtney Nelson. Flung into the post and scoring Dayani Boyce. Only a matter of time before Dayani Boyce gets into the scoring fray.
That's one of the downsides of man-to-man D is you're singled up on the post player. You really need some help on Dayani.
Here's Jada Travis on inside. Oster looks for help. Avery Oster puts one off the glass and out. Rebound claimed on the right side by Madeline Brown. Kiana Rios back out to Jada Travis. Driving down the lane. Travis, Sarah Lamette from the arm joint puts it in.
Same play. Nice play.
6:55 remains in the first quarter. St. Martin's with a 6-4 lead.
Both teams are playing just tough man-to-man. Next receiver pressure, hand in the passing lane. That makes for tough offense.
Aspen Giese down the lane, puts up a jumper well short. Kiana Rios comes away with the loose ball for St. Martin's. Here's Jada Travis. Rios, want to get her heated up if you're St. Martin's. Jada Travis. Spots Rios emerging. Back to Travis again. Putting up a long two that rolled off the tin. Deani Boyce will break out for Billings. Here's Aspen Giese. Williams to Courtney Nelson. Giese, spot up three. Off the heel and out. 4 minutes into the contest. 6-4 lead for St. Martin's. First time these two teams played, an 11-2 lead for the Saints. That was quickly erased. Avery Oster had to roll off the metal, and a jump ball. Possession will head to Montana State Billings. So Sarah Lamette has carried the load in scoring for St. Martin's with 4 points out of the gate. 6-4 game.
They're leaving her open to drop off and play help. And we're seeing that opening, and she's been hitting those shots.
Sarah Lamette has found her range, oddly enough, from the right side. Louie from the corner, scooped inside.
Oh,
Deani
that was a nice
Boyce.
play down the middle.
Aspen Giese, second chance doesn't go. Follow-up chance also missed by Layla Bauman. So here comes Jada Travis. Rios along the right side through contact. Wiped out by Layla Bauman. From the right side. Cranked up three. Missed on the effort from Bauman. Regained by Giese. Out to Courtney Nelson. Defended by Travis. Courtney Nelson closing on in and scoring. What a play from Courtney Nelson.
Montana is 2 for 10 on field goals right now, so they're shooting kind of cold. I wouldn't expect that would last.
Billings ranked 4th in the conference in shooting percentage. Foul charged against Deani Boyce. Breaking the action with 4:34 to go in the first. Tonight's Play4Kay game is about uniting against all cancers affecting women. Play4Kay is the largest fundraising initiative of the Kay Yow Cancer Fund and the vision of its founder. Olympic medalist and Hall of Fame coach Kay Yow. For Coach Yow, it was simple: to unite people through sport in the fight against cancer. And through Play4Kay, the Kay Yow Cancer Fund has awarded over $8.7 million towards this fight. Your support matters. Help continue the fight and donate now by visiting kyow.com. 6-6 deadlock here in the first quarter play. And Marcus Pavilion in Lacey. Danny DeBach alongside Rick Wells. And so far, up to this point, Rick, well, same story as the first game. St. Martin's jumps out to a brief lead, and Montana State University Billings rallies back.
You know what? We talked pregame, Danny, about being deliberate on offense. And one of the strengths of Montana is their team defense. They're second in the league in team defense. So they're in the passing lanes. They're making deflections. They're scrambling for steals. They're taking away the direct pass. That creates mistakes. And credit to them for playing that tough D right now.
Back into action. Kiana Rios. Defended well by Chloe Williams. It doesn't matter. Kiana Rios gives the Saints the lead back. So here's Aspen Giese. Disposed for Deani Boyce on inside. Chenoa Louie able to score.
That was just a power move right there.
Chenoa Louie from Royal City, Washington. Formerly played for St. Martin's. Here's Jada Travis. Travis on the drive. No look pass and the finish from Avery Oster.
That was a beautiful assist, Danny.
A thing of beauty from Jada Travis to find Avery Oster. Deani Boyce From the outside, Chloe Williams. Louie.
Nice,
That one
nice.
taken away by Kiana Rios. Jada Travis will advance on ahead for St. Martin's. Travis. Drive out to the perimeter, Rios. Gives a gander and looks to close in. Kiana Rios missed everything. Shanoa Louie comes away with the loose change for Billings. Right side, Chloe Williams. Out to Louie again. Aspen Giese. To Chloe Williams on inside. Shanoa Louie able to score against her former team. It's a 10-10 game. So here is Jada Travis. She'll survey. Spots Kiana Rios open. Out to Madeline Brown. Left wing side for Jada Travis. Oster closing in. Flung one. Didn't have enough mustard on it. Here comes Layla Bauman. Bauman with a pass inside for Chloe
That
Williams.
might have been travel. Yep, it is.
And it is. It is a travel call. That's something that you emphasize as a coach a lot. 2:26 to go in the first. A 10-10 deadlock between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. Madeline Brown spots Eternity Reed. Left side, Jada Travis out to Avery Oster. Keely Jade Smith emerges for St. Martin's.
Great ball movement, Danny, for the Saints right now.
Travis finds Oster again. Avery Oster able to score. It's a 12-10 lead for the Saints. Under 2 minutes to play in the first. Deani Boyce, quick find. Shanoa Louie. Not enough. With 1:45 to go in the first. Here's Eternity Reed. Keely Jade Smith finds Jada Travis. Tried to find Avery Oster. Last touch off of Billings. Saints still with possession. Sarah Lamette bound to check into the game along with Maya Hatchett, the hero against Simon Fraser last Saturday. 19 points, a career high, going 8 of 10 from the free throw line.
She had an outstanding game.
And 16-point rally. Big with Hatchett scoring, but misfired pass gives Montana State Billings the ball with 1:37 to go. So here comes Montana State Billings with Courtney Nelson. Along the right wing side, she looks for help. Finds Caitlin Grossman, closing on in. Grossman kicked it. Boyce looks to drive inside. Boyce inside and scoring. Bauman. Bauman able to score. 1:08 to go. Tie game at 12. Here's Maya Hatchett. Defended by Boyce to the left side for Madeline Brown. Lamette from the top of the arc. Hatchett spots Oster, watched by Grossman. Maya Hatchett with 5 to shoot, driving down the lane off the glass and out. And here comes Montana State Billings again. Bauman dropped it. Deani Boyce, great find, and the bucket. Chloe Williams. And a 14-12 lead for the visitors from Billings. Stretch pass, Hatchett chases after it with the shot clock turned off for St. Martin's. Here is Maya Hatchett. Hatchett down to 7 seconds. Left wing side, Madeline Brown closing in, fouled on the way. Great play from Madeline Brown, able to force 2 shots.
She did a good job of drawing that foul with a second to go. That is the worst time you could possibly foul. Hopefully she can put this in for us.
And Brown is able to do just that. With 1.5 left. And Brown puts in both of them. Nelson from deep. That's short. That's the way the first quarter comes to a close. We're deadlocked here in Lacey, 14-all. We'll take a break, and we'll be back right after this here on the Saints Digital Network.
Job continued.
Welcome back. 14-all tie after one quarter of play. Danny DeBach alongside Rick Wells, and trends tend to stand out in the early moments of games. Will it be foreshadowing? Well, big stat here. Well, Montana State Billings has been locked up.
Well, you know, Deani Boyce averaging almost 19 points a game, only had 2 points that quarter. He did a good job containing her.
Deani Boyce ranked 5th in the conference in scoring. Here's Madeline Brown. Kiana Rios lost the handle. Nelson can't keep it in play. Play comes to a halt with 14 seconds elapsed time. Here in the first half. Here's Sarah Lamette. Out to Kiana Rios. Gives a gander. Brown to Turney Reed. She'll backpedal. Brown. Lamette from the arm joint. Missed it.
Montana State still in a man-to-man defense this quarter. So are the Saints.
Here's Courtney Nelson. Watched by Madeline Brown. Nelson backs up. Great sustained defense by St. Martin's. In comes Caitlin Grossman, who puts up a shot that falls in, and Billings has a 2-point lead. Here is Jada Travis. Skipped out to Kiana Rios. Brown finds Travis. Right back to Madeline Brown again. Turney Reed to Kiana Rios. She looks for an open option. Lamette emerges open. Sarah Lamette with 5 to shoot. Travis down to 4. Jada Travis with 1 to shoot. Puts it up. And a shot clock violation. Jada Travis.
That was great defense by Montana. They were in every passing lane. They just gave no opportunity on that trip.
So here comes Courtney Nelson for Billings. Left side, Deani Boyce elevates, popped out. Kiana Rios comes away with the loose ball for St. Martin's. Travis from the right side, Eternity Reed. Pivots, Brown, Rios. Only with 2 points so far.
Nice pass inside.
Sarah Lamette on the finish, and the game is tied at 16. 2 minutes into the second quarter.
You know, as St. Martin's moves the ball around, they're going to get that one-on-one matchup with Lamette.
Grossman spots Giese for 3, well short. Rios sweeps in for possession for the Saints. Here's Jada Travis, Eternity Reed, left side, Madeline Brown. Out to Travis, Brown again. Inside for Lamette, back out for Jada Travis. Great battle in the post with Sarah Lamette. Caitlin Grossman, Madeline Brown missed on the triple. Giese sweeps in for the defensive board for Billings. Deani Boyce down the lane and scoring. And Montana State Billings has the lead back.
I look for Boyce to take a lot more opportunities this quarter.
Here is Madeline Brown. Sarah Lamette gives a gander. Jada Travis. Her left-handed dribble had it dislodged by Giese out of play, and possession will head to Montana State Billings. And onto the court, Casey Booster. She's joined along with Avery Oster. Always good to have Casey Booster back in the lineup. Ranked tops in the conference in three-point percentage at 48%. Always great to have Booster back. Chloe Williams on Booster. Had it come up short. Boyce from the left side rehashes her dribble. Kept by Nelson. Deep shot from Williams. Flanked off the rim and out. Giese. Left side, Boyce for three. No. Volleyballed by Courtney Nelson. Back to Chloe Williams. To Nelson on the drive. Dropped it for Dayani Boyce, who fakes the three. And double dribble called on Boyce. Keely Jade Smith checks back into the game. She'll replace Attorney Reed for St. Martin's.
That was a good break there on that turnover for us.
So here is Jada Travis. From the right side, Keely Jade Smith. She'll explode right side off the window. And Billings comes away with the loose ball with Chloe Williams. Zoomed on ahead, Aspen Giese right in stride. Scoring, Shanoa Louie. Louie left unmarked in her former gym, and it's a 4-point lead, the largest of the game for Billings. Booster finds Jada Travis. Looks for help. Oster right back to Travis. Booster gives a look. Avery Oster with 6 to shoot. Casey Booster dropped it. Keely Jade Smith with 1 second on the shot clock, and a shot clock violation against St. Martin. In for the Jackets, Layla Bauman with 5:20 to go in the first half.
Montana is putting a lot of pressure on every opportunity the Saints have for shooting.
So here's Courtney Nelson. Giese on inside. Dayani Boyce on Madeline Brown. What a move! Blocked illegally by Madeline Brown. 5:05 to go, and Montana State Billings head to the free throw line. Dayani Boyce, 82% free throw shooter. Scored a career high this season against Seattle Pacific with 35 points. And we talk about the excellence of Dayani Boyce. Last season, double figures, 28 of 35 games last year. Boyce makes both of them.
Boyce has had 7 games this year where she's had over 20 points and 2 double-doubles. So she's a big key to their offense.
Part of 3 stars for the Jackets off of Aspen Giese. Out of play. 4:54 left. Timeout on the floor. Saints fans, get ready for homecoming weekend with February 28th through March 2nd, which will include the Distinguished Alumni Awards on Friday, coffee with the Monks Saturday morning, a Saints doubleheader later that day, and Mass on Sunday. We are especially excited to induct the 2024 Bob Grisham Hall of Fame and Hall of Honor class on Saturday, March the 1st at noon in the Worthington Conference Center. Head to stmartin.edu to learn more. 4:54 to go in the first half. Montana State Billings with a 22-16 lead over St. Martin's. And for Montana State Billings, they do boast Aspen Giese, ranked tops in the conference in 3-pointers made a game with 3, and 3-pointers completely an afterthought for the Jackets up to this stage.
Boyce picked up a couple buckets there in that quarter. She's one of the leading scorers for Montana now with 6. And she's tied with Sarah Lamette with 6.
Sarah Lamette, also Shanoa Louie, former Saint, with 6 points. But another stat that stands out, assists. Courtney Nelson tops in the GNAC in the helper category. Doesn't have one yet. That might be bound to change. Aspen Giese walked it out of play. And the Saints will inbound again. And several other games happening in the conference halted at play. And this, a stoppage that appears to be with the clock. And they will try and rework situation after a brief discussion. Now we're ready for play. Here's Sarah Lamette in the post against Shanoa Louie. Lamette missed it on the first try. Out of play off of Shanoa Louie. Possession will stay with St. Martin's. Score update, Northwest Nazarene against Simon Fraser, and a a winner 90-82. Travis skipped it inside. Sarah Lamette in the post for 2. Here comes Aspen Giese. Skipped it for Dayani Boyce, defended by Kiana Rios. Leading scorer on leading score. Boyce in stride, missed by Baumann.
Great defense by the Saints that trip down the floor.
After a misplay, Jackets again with possession. Now with 4:24 left, Billings has started to stretch with the lead. Zipped towards the left side. Chloe Williams kicked it out. Haltage a play, travel call, and possession will head to the Saints. 4:19 to go in a 4-point game.
Both teams are shooting right about 40% now from the floor.
Lamette from the elbow. Courtney Nelson comes away with the board for the Jackets. So here is Nelson, who spots Dayani Boyce. Layla Baumann on inside. Dayani Boyce able to score, and it's a 6-point lead for the Jackets. And with 3:45 to go, Montana State Billings with a 6-point lead. Saints look to trim in to that deficit. Madeline Brown. Lamette to Casey Booster in stride. Sarah Lamette had it roll off the rim. Nelson. Chloe Williams. Backpedaling Rios. Boyce for 3. No. Rios picks up the pieces for the Saints. St. Martin's in their last 7 shooting attempts, 1 for 7. Make it 1 for 8. Off the miss from Kiana Rios. Here is Courtney Nelson for the Jackets. With Madeline Brown defending for St. Martin's. Courtney Nelson off her left foot. Layla Baumann right back to Nelson. Nelson, deep shot, Grossman, no. Saved by Courtney Nelson. Chloe Williams on inside as the shot clock dwindled in a shot clock violation. St. Martin's has not scored a bucket in the last 2 minutes. But their defense has held strong. Great defensive matchup here today. St. Martin's third ranked in the conference in team defense. Billings second. Madeline Brown had it pop out.
That's a tough break on that.
Boyce. Here's Courtney Nelson on Keely Jade Smith. In comes Aspen Giese. She gives a gainer, lobbed ahead. Chloe Williams through the triple team, and it doesn't matter.
You know, Danny, that's 24 of 26 points have been in the paint for Montana.
Other two are from the free throw line. Jada Travis closes, skipped it. Madeline Brown put it up, wide to the left. Back come the Jackets again. Giese. Here is Boyce. Right back from Chloe Williams. Dayani Boyce unable to score. Keely Jade Smith comes away with the loose ball for the Saints. With 1:25 to go in the first half. Harnessed by Keely Jade Smith for Madeline Brown. Keely Jade Smith chased her own miss. And the shooting woes continue for St. Martin's. They've only made one shot in their last 10 from the field. Giese from way downtown missed it. Travis is fouled by Nelson with 63 seconds left in the half. So shooting woes for St. Martin's. Billings on a 10-2 scoring run.
Well, the big advantage is when you take all those shots in the paint, just because you're closer, the percentage is higher. And they've got 24 of their 26 in the paint.
Here is Keely Jade Smith. Disposed to Jada Travis. Her left-handed dribble right back to Attorney Reed. Keely Jade Smith spins down the lane. Missed it. Foul called in the aftermath. Foul called on Shanoa Louie for Montana State Billings. So here is Keely Jade Smith at the line for St. Martin's. 88% free throw shooter. Sarah Lement checks into the game to replace Avery Oster. Coming up at halftime, we'll have stats and analysis of the first half of play between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. Keely Jade Smith puts in the first free throw. This is a Saints team that puts a heavy emphasis on free throws. Coming into the evening, ranked second in the conference. And Keely Jade Smith goes 2 for 2, and it's a 6-point game with 42 seconds left. And Lynn Brown checks in. One of the strongest defenders for this Saints team. They show pressure on Courtney Nelson, who's able to break through against the press. Here's Nelson. 12-second disparity between the shot clock and game clock, and a foul called on Madeline Brown. One that you want to take late in the half. Second personal for Madeline Brown. So the Jackets will inbound with Chloe Williams. This is a Montana State Billings team. Not only does well in the court, but also in the classroom. Courtney Nelson from the free throw line. Kicked it. Chloe Williams missed on the three. Shot clock turned off for St. Martin. Travis. She'll backpedal. Madeline Brown right back to Travis with 10 seconds remaining in the half. Travis towards the left side. Looks for help. Open Kiana Rios. Missed on the triple. Lamette tied up. And that's the way the first half comes to a close. Montana State Billings with a 26-20 lead on St. Martin's. So we take a look at some of the statistics here in this game. Danny Bach alongside Rick Wells. And for Montana State Billings, although they haven't been hitting from three, doesn't matter.
Danny, you know, they're also controlling the boards. Not a huge margin. Montana's 23-15. I guess that could be huge. You're out rebounded by 8 rebounds. Defensively, it's 16-13, but it's the offensive rebounds that they're able to get second and third chances on that they've been able to put back in the hole. So I think that we got to do a better job on defensive boxing out. We already got the advantage. You know, if you're on defense, you're already next to the hoop. You just got to keep the opponents away from the rebound.
Quick look at some of the scores first for Montana State Billings. Leading scorer, Dayani Boyce, no surprise with 8 points. Chloe Williams has scored 6, although she has gone 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. Something else to monitor for Montana State Billings. Aspen Geesey 0 of 6 from the field, and that's staggering because Aspen Geesey averages 3 threes made a game. That's tops in the conference, and Geesey has been well cooled.
Well, as you mentioned, Danny, they haven't hit a 3 yet tonight. They're 0 for 10. I mean, you don't want to be 0 for 10. A good percentage for 3 points, around 40%. You're hitting that, you're feeling good. So they're 0 for 10 on threes. St. Martin's has not put up as many threes, but they haven't hit one yet either. So it's 0 for 4 for them.
Well, we're longing for a three-pointer made. Montana State Billings coming into the evening, ranked second in the conference in three-point shooting percentage. St. Martin's in at 5th place. But look at the other score. Chanel Louie in her return to St. Martin's with 6 points. Chloe Williams with 6. Courtney Nelson with 2 points but 7 rebounds, along with Dayani Boyce also having 7 boards. So those two stats stand out for the Jackets. Layla Bauman had a 2-point bucket, as did Caitlin Grossman with 2 points for St. Martin's. Sarah Lamette leads the way with 8 points. Kiana Rios, leading scorer for the Saints, only reduced to 2 points. Jada Travis also has 2. Madeline Brown and Keely Jade Smith each with 2 points. Avery Oster with 4 points. So it seems as if St. Martin's, their scoring has come from their post players, oddly enough.
Both teams, although I don't know if I would classify Boyce as a bona fide post, but she's a power forward, if nothing else. But free throws too, Danny, 100% so far, combined, both teams. So, of course, we haven't had very many trips to the line. The play's been pretty clean. So, physically, people are not getting beat up.
So, both teams have stayed away from foul trouble. One of the keys, especially for St. Martin's coming in, was to stay away from foul trouble. That's been an issue in their last few games, but see what the second half has in store. And Rick, if St. Martin's is going to come through with a win, what are they going to have to do?
Well, a 6-point deficit at halftime is nothing. So it's anybody's game at this point. One thing that I noticed in the first half was great help side defense on the strong side, the ball side of the court. But when that double team happens, particularly down on the post, it's the weak side guards and the weak side forwards that are breaking down into the key, uncontested for those little assists. In fact, Montana has 9 assists on the night to 6 for St. Martin's. So they're seeing that open player, they're getting the ball there, and the weak side offensive players are playing heads up. They recognize that the help is dropping off of them, and they're breaking for the hoop. What you have to do, in my opinion, on that is the team defense has to extend beyond the help side player. Other players then have to rotate to pick up where the help drops off. So we'll see if the Saints can make that adjustment here at second half.
See what they can do in half number 2. A look at scores from across the GNAC, a game that has already gone final out in Nampa, Idaho, team that St. Martin's saw not too long ago. And it was Northwest Nazarene that jumped out to a 31-16 lead at the end of the first quarter. And Simon Fraser rallied to trim the deficit down to 3, but in the end, Northwest Nazarene earns the victory over Simon Fraser. NNU has their record in the GNAC jumped to 8-4. Simon Fraser, the closest team to St. Martin's in the standings, their record drops to 4-8. So St. Martin's with win today can help their playoff position nicely. Scorers in the game, Sophia Wazotsky, a scoring machine, 25 points in the loss. Muir Lane Shelby with 16, McKenna Gardner with 12, Armand Dulé with 11, and Rachel Lukes with 11 points off the bench for Simon Fraser. Northwest Nazarene, Kendall Clark, 23 points, Kate Clark with 16, with Chloe DeHaro with 12 points, and Madeline Gabers with 9 points for Northwest Nazarene in the victory, as they were looking for more of a response after their loss to St. Martin's several weeks ago. Another game happening in the GNAC this evening. The I-90 rivalry, Central Washington against Western Washington. And Central Washington with the lead on a Western. Key stats that stand out. Allison Deaver has 14 points, leading the way for Western Washington. Olivia Wickstrom with 11 points. And for Central Washington, Asher Kai, quiet night for her, 12 points. Caprice Sims with 11 points. Sunny Huerta leading all scorers with 20 points. That with 3:32 to go in the fourth. Central Washington seems to be in position to put themselves for the moment in at least have the third place spot in the GNAC. If Montana State Billings were to lose, Central would jump to the second spot. They have the tiebreaker over Montana State Billings since Central beat the Jackets earlier this season. Another game taking place in the GNAC, about to get underway. Seattle Pacific against Western Oregon. SPU, next opponent for St. Martin's. They come in with a record of 0-10, but don't let that record faze you. Seattle Pacific has played very tough, including a game against Montana State Billings earlier this year, where it was a close game down the stretch. But that's a look at the GNAC as far as women's basketball is concerned. But also St. Martin's with their men's team. They will be in action on Saturday against Western Oregon. Tough game. First time those two teams met in Monmouth, where St. Martin's trailed by 13 in the first half, and it was, well, they had to weather the storm when a team is shooting 50% from three. It doesn't matter what your record is. Western Oregon's tough to beat.
That's 100% right. When you're that hot, that's blistering hot, and not much you can do about that in those cases. You know, Danny, back to first half performances. St. Martin's had a flurry of turnovers there in the first quarter, but they ended the half with 8 turnovers to 6 turnovers for Montana. So not a huge differential there, although you'd like to hold turnovers to about 10 or 11 a game. So we already are looking at 8 for one team, 6 for another, so we're kind of past that halfway point. We'll see what the second half brings.
See what the second half promises. A look at scores from the national scene. Seattle Kraken in action tonight. They welcome in the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto starting Anthony Stolars. First game back after being on injured reserve, so we'll see how Anthony Stolars performs this evening for Toronto against Seattle. Joey Decore, no surprise, will start in net for the Kraken. Seattle desperately needing a win after suffering a loss on Tuesday, and a game against the Detroit Red Wings, so we'll pay attention to them down the stretch. And also in the National Football League, NFL honors this evening and a couple of awards to hand out. Jaden Daniels was named Offensive Rookie of the Year. Excellent season for the Washington Commanders as they went to the NFC Championship game. Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year. First player from the secondary to win the award since 2019. And that award was won by Stephon Gilmore with the New England Patriots back in 2019. Saquon Barkley, no surprise, Offensive Player of the Year. Joe Burrow named Comeback Player of the Year. But that also leads us to, well, there's a big game happening on Sunday. Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. And Rick Wells, what do you expect in the big game?
I expect Kansas City to win that, right? But, you know, here recently somebody asked me, what am I going to be watching? Am I going to, watch this or watch that? My answer is I'm watching the referees. They've been under a lot of heat lately, the NFL referees. It appears to some people that they favor, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. And I don't know. People say stuff all the time. But it'll be interesting. Now they're going to be subconsciously worried about what people might say. It's a national stage. So it'll be interesting what kind of comes out of that, what kind of calls might be made or might not be made. So
a lot of intrigue in that game taking place on Sunday. It should be a fun one. Well, Rick, I'll leave the floor to you. What's going to be the final score of
Danny,
the Super Bowl?
You're not really asking me that, are you?
I sure am.
I don't know the final score, but I'm going to pick Kansas to win it.
Okay. Chiefs a winner according to Rick.
But that's not because they're my favorite team. I just they're just tough to beat right now.
A lot of people can join you in that club. We have 3 minutes before we get back into play here at Marcus Pavilion. We'll take a break, and we'll be back for the second half right after this on the Saints Digital Network. Start between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. Coaches with their final instructions before get back into play. We always talk about at halftime second half adjustments, whether you go against playing in the zone defense or a 1-3-1. But Montana State Billings coming out of the gate, this is a team that does well with the lead. 16-2 at the half when they are in front. St. Martin's, when they trail at the half, 2-6. But then again, we mentioned this earlier, numbers are numbers.
Numbers are numbers, Danny, and it just depends on how well you play and how big a deficit you have at halftime. 6 points is nothing. I mean, you can make that up 2 threes and you're in it, so just peck away. Don't get scared and impatient and start throwing up stuff. Just be deliberate, play good defense, and get the breaks when they come.
Look to garner breaks, and they'll look to find some here. And away we go with the second half between Montana State Billings and St. Martin's. Here's Dayane Boyce. 8 points in the first half. Aspen Giese gives a gander. Well short from Chloe Williams. And the Saints look to break out. Here's Jada Travis. Watched by Courtney Nelson for Billings. Madeline Brown. Right back to Jada Travis. At intentions of the three. Madeline Brown has it again. Lunged ahead. Sarah Lamette can't coil in the pass. Jacket basketball.
Billings is back to a man-to-man, staying with that. They played great pressure and deflected that pass coming into Lamette. So that's kind of defense is just tough to play against.
So here is Aspen Giese. Dropped it for Courtney Nelson, closing. Giese from well deep, missed on the triple. Out of play, possession goes to St. Martin's. And again, Montana State Billings has been struggling from deep. They are 0 of 11 so far in the game. Kiana Rios. Watched by Nelson, out to Avery Oster. Here's Jada Travis. Fakes the shot, takes the shot, and misses the shot.
That was a good shot to take. It's a tough break on it, not dropping in.
Shots have not been falling for Jada Travis. Only 2 points in the game thus far. Dayani Boyce closing in on the pestering Oster. Williams straight away missed on the try.
It's good to see St. Martin's kind of controlling the defensive board the last 3 or 4 trips down the floor.
Travis sinks the three. Critically needed for the Saints. It's a 3-point game. Billings with a lot to solve. They have yet to score in the half. Courtney Nelson down the lane does just that and scores.
That's a tough shot to make under pressure.
Rios lost it out of play and possession goes to Billings. 7:47 to go in the third quarter. Here's Courtney Nelson. Given to Chloe Williams, who looks to close inside. Kicked it. Courtney Nelson, 4-3. Popped out. Grossman in traffic. Escape to Giese. Dayani Boyce for 3. Off the window. Here comes Jada Travis. The freshman launched it. Oster over the shoulder. And the Jackets with the basketball up by 5.
Billings is 0 for 13 on three-pointers, Danny. They have not had one drop yet.
And the only 3 made in the game, Jada Travis moments ago. So into the game for the Saints, Sabrina Lopez. Seen return to the lineup for her. Dayani Boyce, great find, Tathlin Grossman. Around Lamette, great defense from the forward for the Saints. Travis driving on Williams. Grossman comes away, wiping the defensive glass. Williams finds Aspen Giese. Back to Dayani Boyce. On Kiana Rios. Boyce looks for help. Dropped it. Chloe Williams. On Travis. Nelson straight to the bucket. Fouled by Madeline Brown. Brown bit inside on defense, and that allowed Courtney Nelson to break open.
Saints are playing man-to-man. Playing it pretty tough right now. They're not giving any easy shots up.
So here is Courtney Nelson at the free throw line for the Jackets. 82% free throw shooter coming into the evening. And Nelson puts in the first. And a 6-point lead for Billings. So here's the second try. Nelson goes 2 for 2. 7-point lead for Billings. Saints break across half court. Sabrina Lopez finds Madeline Brown. Back to Lopez again. Lopez dished. Keanu Rios. Madeline Brown emerges open. Brown to Travis. Rios skipped it. Lopez fakes the three. Looks to traverse inside. Jump ball, possession arrow. Stays with the Saints. St. Martin's does have 6 seconds to shoot. Here's Jada Travis to inbound. Travis fakes the pass, gets it away. Keanu Rios looks for help, flings one desperately. Jackets on ahead. Aspen Giese, 3-on-1. Giese offensive foul called on Caitlin Grossman. Casey Booster set to check into the game for St. Martin's. 6 minutes to go in the third. 7-point lead for Billings. Travis spots Madeline Brown open. Madeline Brown ahead for Casey Booster. Yet to shoot a three this evening. Booster looks again. Here's Jada Travis. With 8 to shoot, Travis traverses right side, flings one and scores! Counting the foul for Jada Travis.
That was a critical bucket right there for the Saints. They haven't scored the last couple trips down, and put that in the hole was big.
Hadn't scored in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. That comes to an end. Jada Travis looks to add one more. Travis missed it. Here comes Deanne Boyce for Billings. Williams. Nelson surveys. Chloe Williams blocked on the play by Sarah Lamette. And Lamette averages a block a game, comes in with one. Travis navigates right side. Casey Booster for three. No. Lamette. Williams straight ahead. Deanne Boyce on Travis. Missed it. Jada Travis wins the mismatch on Deanne Boyce. Don't see that often.
Deanne Boyce is averaging just about 19 points a game. And right now she has 8.
Half a foot mismatch between the two, and Jada Travis wins it on Boyce. Travis for three. No. Booster, the offensive rebound for St. Martin's. Booster given. Jada Travis goes for a trip. Madeline Brown defended by Aspen Giese. Lamette to Booster. Casey Booster looks for help. 3 to shoot. Madeline Brown closing down the lane. Flung one. And a travel call. Didn't matter anyway. Shot clock violation or not. Timeout called with 4:09 left. O'Blarney's is the proud post-game hub for all things Saints athletics. With delicious food, a wide plethora of drinks, weekly events, and a convenient central location, there's no better place to unwind with friends and family after a Saints doubleheader. Stop by their Olympia location at 4411 Martin Way East. Twin Star Credit Union is more than just about providing a top-notch banking experience for our members. We have a long and proud history of investing in the communities we serve. Last year, we donated more than $1 million to help support local organizations, schools, and causes. We believe that everyone benefits from strong and vibrant communities. Stop by one of our local branches or visit twinstarcu.com to learn more. 4:09 to go in the third quarter. Danny Bach alongside Rick Wells. And Rick, Montana State Billings, rather cold out of the gate offensively, but they still hanging with the lead.
You know, defensively, especially on rebounding, there was about an 8-point or 8 rebound differential at halftime. That's now closed. Both teams 20 and 20 on defensive boards. So the Saints have done well this third quarter, getting those defensive boards. The advantage of that is you don't give them a putback. They don't get another shot at the 30-second clock. You know, they got to go down the floor and play D.
The offensive boards prevalent on the most recent possession. Here's Courtney Nelson. Hounded by Madeline Brown. Nelson looks to drive. She lost her footing. Madeline Brown is charged on the foul. And for Brown, that's her fourth.
That's a tough break. I'm not sure she actually tripped her as so much it was a stumble, but
and for St. Martin's, that's your best defender. Kiana Rios checks back in. Skipped left side. Aspen Giese on Rios. Look where they attack. Deani Boyce given. Layla Bauman on inside. Giese blocked again by Lamette. Second block in the quarter. Here's Travis. Lamette skipped it. Kiana Rios. Leading scorer for the Saints. Given to Sarah Lamette. Out to Jada Travis. Dropped it. Keely Jade Smith. Oster finds Jada Travis again from the top of the arc. With 5 to shoot, Travis is fouled by Shanoa Louie. 3:20 to go in the quarter. Saints slowly chipping away at the Jacket lead. Here's Kiana Rios. Nobody open. Off her dribble, Keely Jade Smith. Riding on Nelson, offensive foul. That's the first called on Keely Jade Smith. Both teams with 3 team fouls. Jackets on the move. Here's Courtney Nelson. Chloe Williams on deck to check back in. Shanoa Louie on Sarah Lamette. Missed it. Oster comes away. The strong board of 4 St. Martin's. Here's Travis. Oster to Keely Jade Smith. Looking for help. Sarah Lamette on the top of the key. Travis. 10 to shoot. Man-to-man defense playing wonders for the Jackets. Travis with 3 seconds to shoot. Skipped it. Keely Jade Smith gets one off. Off the window and another shot clock violation against the Saints. 2:16 to go in the third. It has been a test of defense for both teams. St. Martin's hasn't scored in the last 3 minutes and 21 seconds. The Jackets haven't scored in the last 4:19. Starvation for scoring. Chloe Williams. Spots Giese, kicked it. Courtney Nelson. Nelson dropped it. Giese 4-3, puts it in. That's one way to end a near 5-minute scoring drought. Aspen Giese puts in the first 3 of the game for Montana State Billings. Oster looks for help. Here's Kiana Rios. Lamette Apai. Travis. Saints in desperate need for a bucket. Travis looped it. Kiana Rios. Drives right side. Spins. Elevates. She is fouled. Shot clock again dwindling down for St. Martin's. Kiana Rios, who has done a lot of her damage from the free throw line this season. Rios 88% from the stripe, but scoring has been hard to come by for her.
Well, Billings is doing a great job fronting the post and taking away that attack. St. Martin's has to swing the ball from one side to the other to try to catch that transition pass into the post. It's just not there. And then they're forced, the shot clock has forced them to shoot the last several times down the floor.
3 straight possessions where they bled the shot clock down. Doesn't help you when you're behind either. Here's Deani Boyce. Chloe Williams Hounded by Rios. Right back out to Layla Bauman. Deani Boyce driving on Lamette. What a find! Aspen Giese with the bucket. And it's a 9-point lead for Billings. And head coach Natalie Marlowe for St. Martin's has seen enough. She calls timeout. Vert Chiropractic is dedicated to providing top-notch care to the community of Lacey, Washington, and are proud partners of Saints Athletics. They prioritize the well-being of their patients and their skilled team of professionals. State-of-the-art facilities and a wide array of services make for an extremely welcoming and comfortable environment. Head to vertchiropractic.org to learn more. 35-26 lead for Montana State Billings. And you talk about strong defense. Billings has done that. That's what's maintained their lead.
Danny, going into the fourth quarter, 35-26. That's two defensive teams just hammering it out with each other. The scoring for Billings has been pretty even. There's Williams, Nelson, and Louie with 6, and Boyce with 8. So a good balance from them. Nobody in double figures. Not quite as much balance, off the bench for St. Martin's. You got Lamette with 8, Travis with 7, several people with 2. So just getting shots has been a problem. The defense has just really taken away that opportunity, actually both ends. So we'll see if something breaks open here in the fourth quarter. Man-to-man is tough to play for the whole game. It's a physical toll. And so we'll see if they can maintain that intensity here.
Maya Hatchett into the game for the Saints. Hero from last week. Here she is. Hatchett out to Jada Travis. Here's Lamette. From up high to Travis again. The freshman to the right side. Jada Travis had one impeded by Chloe Williams. Nelson stretched ahead. Aspen Giese riding in alone. 1-on-2. Looks for help. Chloe Williams in stride. Lost the handle off of Sarah Lamette. Possession stays with Billings. Williams surveys the grid. From the left side. Launched in by Bauman. And the largest lead of the game for Billings, up by 11. Here is Jada Travis. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Travis off the read screen, fakes the shot. Maya Hatchett with 4 seconds left in the quarter. Hatchett kicked it, Lamette for 3, bullseye! Sarah Lamette to close out the third quarter. Hatchett earns credit for the assist. It's an 8-point game as we head into the fourth quarter. Back after this on the Saints Digital Network. Back live here in Marcus Pavilion. Danny Bach alongside Rick Wells. Montana State Billings with an 8-point lead. But Sarah Lamette, who has turned into a 3-point shooting wonder in recent weeks. She made her first 3 several weeks ago against Central Washington. And she has also hit a 3 on the road. But an interesting tale for Sarah Lamette shooting the 3 ball. That was her 3rd made 3 of the year. Here's Chloe Williams. Nilsson impeded by Travis. Claimed by Boyce. Giese for 3, missed everything. Chloe Williams spins inside. How about Giese again? She does it again. Aspen Giese restores the 11-point lead for Billings. Here's Casey Booster. Turney Reed up high. Travis emerges open. Kiana Rios looks for help. With Reed down low in the post. Lamette. Booster off the Lamette screen. Booster on the drive. Off the window, rolled off. Nilsson. Giese. 2-on-2. Stretched ahead. Dayani Boyce. Floats the jumper. Travel call, though. 9:01 to go. Keely Jade Smith and Avery Oster check into the game for the Saints.
The balance in scoring for Billings, you got 3 with 6 and 2 with 8. This great balance.
And if that's the winning formula, head coach Kevin Wooden, you know he'll take that any day. Here's Jada Travis against the defending Giese. Lamette looks for help. Travis drives inside, down the lane, and scoring. Jada Travis down to 9. 8:30 to go. Nilsson finds Dayani Boyce. Watched by Lamette towards the right side for Bauman. Open Williams on Rios. Here is Giese, spins, shooting, off the heel and out. Keely Jade Smith comes away with the board. Zoomed ahead, Jada Travis towards the right side. Keely Jade Smith finds Travis for 3, missed it wide to the right. Williams spots Aspen Giese. Launch 3, missed on the try by Bauman. Jump ball possession will go to St. Martin's. So Attorney Reed checks in for St. Martin's. So here comes Jada Travis. Keely Jade Smith after establishing a screen. Rios. Dished it, Oster lost it, tie up, jump ball, possession to Billings.
Danny, back to points in the paint. Billings has 30 of their 40 points in the paint, as opposed to the Saints' 14. It's just such a high percentage shot. It pays off in the long run.
St. Martin's, if they can't score in the paint, they'll have to find other avenues, and they've done that with Lamette from the arm joint at times. Caitlin Grossman finds Dayani Boyce in traffic, kicked it. Williams for 3, missed it. Oster comes away with the loose change for the Saints. Travis on ahead, down by 9 with 7 minutes left. Rios. Keely Jade Smith. Travis. Rios. Closing on Nilsson and scoring. 7-point game with 6:45 to go.
That was a nice ball fake and step through. It was a great play.
From the right side, Caitlin Grossman, Chloe Williams ahead. Wide open, Aspen Giese buries another triple. It was only a matter of time. Aspen Giese has made her 3rd 3 of the second half. And it could not have come at a better time. Keely Jade Smith rolled off, ramming out. Here comes Chloe Williams. 6 minutes to go. Here is Nelson. On Rios. Giese again. Missed it. Reed comes away with defensive rebound. Travis. They need a bucket. Travis is fouled. Jada Travis will head to the free throw line for the Saints.
Fouls on the Yellow Jackets, number 30, Deanna Boyce. Back here for the third personal foul. Team first. In line for the Saints, number 3, Madeline Brown.
5:42 left.
And at the line for 2 shots will be the Saints.
Jada Travis will shoot 2. Travis misses on the first try. Second attempt on the way. And Travis deposits the back end, going 1 for 2. So here comes Billings with a 9-point lead. Given to Chloe Williams from the top of the arc. Closing in. Nelson spots Deanna Boyce. And the official checks Deanna Boyce's passport. Travel call. 5:26 left. Travis brings it up the floor for the Saints. Looped inside. Sarah Lamette double teamed. Rios for 3. Well off. Grossman with contact. Oster commits the foul. 5:08 to go in the fourth.
That was a nice pass into the post. We haven't had a lot of those opportunities this half. And but Billings did a good job doubling that up down low and forcing the ball back outside.
And a timeout called by Kevin Wooden of Montana State Billings.
We have a timeout on the floor.
Tonight's Play4Kay game is about uniting against all cancers affecting women. The Kay Yao Cancer Fund has awarded over $8.7 million towards this fight. Your support matters. Help support the fight and donate now by visiting kayyao.com. At Twin Star Credit Union, it's more than just about providing a top-notch banking experience for our members. We have a long and proud history of investing in the communities we serve. Last year, we donated more than $1 million to help support local organizations, schools, and causes. We believe that everyone benefits from strong and vibrant communities. Stop by one of our local branches or visit twinstarcu.com to learn more. And Forelli's Pizza has been locally owned and operated for almost 30 years and is the preferred pizza partner of Saints Athletics. Their top-of-the-line ingredients and quality service make for a one-of-a-kind experience that you can't beat. Try a slice for yourself at the concession stand or check them out locally in Lacey. 5 minutes left in the fourth.
You know, Danny, with Billings, the number 2 defensive team in the conference, the Saints, the number 3 defensive team in the conference, it's no wonder the score is 34-43.
Defenses have been stout. Billings allows 55 points a game. St. Martin's 60, and, well, both those averages will drop.
Well, on the other end of that, Billings usually scoring about 68, 69 points a game. They'd have to score 26 points in 5 minutes just to reach their average. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, you never know. Here's Chloe Williams. Boyce for 3. Missed it. Thrown him away by Grossman to Travis. St. Martin's has got to hurry. Maya Hatchett. Wide open 3. Missed it. Rebound claimed by Caitlin Grossman. Given to Courtney Nelson. Looking to pass first. Giese. Nelson again. To Grossman. St. Martin's playing man-to-man. Grossman double teams. Had it stripped away by Oster. Hatchett to Rios. Oster looks for help. Lamette in the post, triple teamed, out to Jada Travis. 15 to shoot with 4 minutes left in the game. Travis backs up, closing. Travis for Lamette, a hard pass out of play. Possession will head to Billings.
We're now at the point where the Saints have to score quickly, each trip down the floor. They can't run the shot clock down to 30, the full 30 each time down.
Hatchet watches Courtney Nelson advance in. Courtney Nelson goes for a lap. Williams right back to Nelson. Right past Hatchet. Missed. Nelson came away with a steal for the Jackets. Lost it out of play. 3:26 left. See what St. Martin's can do here. Maya Hatchet sent it in. Travis up ahead for the Saints. Here is Kiana Rios exploding down the lane.
There you go. Nice play.
The bucket. 3:15 to go. And a 7-point lead for the Jackets. Nelson. Hounded by Hatchet. Nelson flown it. Williams. Oster blew a tire. Williams is fouled by Hatchet. 3:01 to go. And Montana State Billings to the free throw line. Chloe Williams, not a good free throw shooter, 56%. She misses the first.
That was a jinx, Danny.
We've had that several times here. And she misses both of them. Bauman can't corral the offense support, and the Saints with possession with 3 minutes left in the game.
Single three-point play this trip down could make it a 4-point game.
See what they can do here. Rolled by Rios for Travis. Freshman, watched by Aspen Giese, the senior. Hatchet. Looks over the grid. Lamette to Eternity Reed. Collision along the right side. Here's Rios on Nelson. Good defense from the senior guard. Nelson ahead. Chloe Williams. Corner three, Aspen Giese. Missed it off the window. Travis, 2:25 left. Ellen Brown back to check into the game. Hatchet shoots the three.
Nope.
Missed it off the front end. 2:15 to go. Giese jets in. With Hatchet defending. Giese. And a foul called on Maya Hatchet.
At this point, they have to play a little more desperate. Go for chances. Put your body on your opponent. You know, you got to create things at this point. So probably start seeing some more of that with 2 minutes to go.
So here's Aspen Giese to inbound. Here's Courtney Nelson on a Hatchet. Nelson can take her time. Under 2 to play. Nelson driving down the lane. Fouled. Courtney Nelson will head to the free throw line. Someone you don't want to have head to the free throw line for Montana State Billings. Courtney Nelson and Gianni Boyce, both 81% free throw shooters. Only fitting that they are the two best at the line for the Jackets and also fishing from the line. So here at the free throw stripe, Courtney Nelson, first attempt, dismissed. Still a 7-point game for Montana State Billings. Nelson puts it in. 8-point lead for Montana State Billings.
Saints got to score quick, and then they got to pressure the ball up the floor.
Travis into the game. Rios looks for help. Here's Maya Hatchett. Fakes the chance. Lamette looped for Rios over the shoulder. Open Jada Travis for 3. You bet! 5-point game with 1:35 to go. And a big-time shot by the freshman. Timeout called.
6-point difference here, Danny, so still plenty of time.
Still plenty game left. 1:35 to go. Stay up to date on all things Saints by following us on social media at SMU Saints or by heading to our website, smusaints.com. Whether it's competitive rates, affordable loans, or great service, Twin Star Credit Union is here to help you reach your financial goals every step of the way. Together, we can help you realize your financial dreams. Stop by one of our local branches or visit twinstarcu.com to learn more. 1:35 to go. 5-point lead for Montana State Billings. For Montana State Billings, they have had the lead for most of the game up to this point.
Most of the game. This trip down the floor, the Saints got to come away with the ball and not a bucket against them. They're playing full court pressure.
And they break it. Nelson with patience.
Billings just has to run the 30-second out twice. They don't even have to shoot.
Nelson backs up.
That'll force the Saints into more desperation defense.
Giese, Williams, in and out. Tie up, jump ball would favor the Saints. And St. Martin's is able to seize possession. That's a huge play right there.
That was a big play. You got a minute left. Both teams have 30 seconds apiece if they use it all. The Saints can't do that if they hope to win. They're going to have to score twice.
We've been saying must score often. Here is a must score opportunity. Travis off the Lamette screen. Attorney Reed right back to Travis again. Travis backs up, shoots the 2 off the rim. Lamette finds the board to Hatchett. Maya Hatchett back to Attorney Reed. 43 seconds left. Travis fakes. Rios open, driving to the rack and scoring. 35 seconds left. It's a 3-point game. What do you do here if you're St. Martin's?
Pressure the ball everywhere on the floor. The weak side players will have to play heads up because when you put that kind of pressure, you get caught out of position sometimes. So they're going to have to look for cross-court passes, be ready to jump on those. It does favor Billings to run 30 seconds before they shoot. That would only leave 5 seconds left with a 3-point lead. I mean, that's, 3-pointers can tie the game, but.
So if you are Montana State Billings, you want to have the ball, hands of Deani Boyce or Courtney Nelson. Those are your best free throw shooters if you're Billings.
Either one of those, you would hope that the ball is in their hands. We're not in bonus yet, so I expect some fouls to happen here in order to try to get that opportunity to get the ball back.
How about one right there on Maya Hatchett on Courtney Nelson? 33 seconds left. And with that foul, that does send Nelson to the free throw line. Not who you want to have, 82%. She did miss once on her last trip. This to make it 2-possession game. Courtney Nelson converts. And the Jackets lead by 4 with 33 seconds left. For a 5-point lead. Nelson goes 2 for 2. And a timeout called by Natalie Marlowe.
Those were clutch free throws right there. That's what you're hoping. That's what you're hoping for if you're a coach. You get a good shooter at the line, and they put them in.
Chloe Williams, Courtney Nelson, a part of the brigade for the Jackets. Nelson, so far, 9 points, including, more importantly, scoring from the free throw line with efficiency.
5 for 6 from the free throw line, Courtney. Very respectable, especially under pressure.
And you
got 30 seconds left, and you can put the game out of reach standing at the line. Your mind plays tricks on you. That's kinds of situations, you know. She came away with both buckets right there. So
if you had to pick a player of the game for the Jackets, you may go with Courtney Nelson with those free throws, 12 boards leading the way. But what stands out, Aspen Giese was held scoreless in the first half.
She hit 3 3-pointers, a 9-point leap for her in a single quarter. That was big for her.
She's right up to her average with 3 made threes a game. But now the Saints, well, you have to score quick. It's academic. Score quick and pressure relentlessly and hope for a turnover.
What Billings has to do is play the same kind of D they've been playing. Just get in the passing lane, get your hand to deflect, cover up the post.
Here's Rios, launches one, well short, and Billings will take over with 27 seconds left. Timeout called by Kevin Wooden and Montana State Billings. Next game for the Jackets will be on Saturday against Western Oregon. The start time 2 o'clock down in Monmouth. Our friends at Woo TV will have the coverage of that game. Western Oregon, team that boasts Bella Petrojetti, averages 15.5 points a game, 5th leading scorer in the GNAC, but first time that those teams played, Petrojetti only scored 8. Enid Vaifanu, the second leading scorer, reduced to 8 points. So if Montana State Billings can provide a sequel performance, that will pad them near the top of the GNAC standings as they chase Alaska Anchorage. But it's turned into a 4-team race for that number 2 spot in the GNAC.
That's amazing. That's really a logjam.
So Montana State Billings with a win tonight would up their record to 9-2. That would put them 1 game in front for the 3rd place spot behind Central Washington, who won this evening against Western. It should be an interesting race, all set to lead us right here to Marcus Pavilion for the GNAC tournament. Our friends over GNAC TV will have the coverage for you. Former Saint broadcaster Sean Wally will be on the broadcast crew. Also get to see Sean next week. Be joining us. Western Washington's men's team comes to town. Back in the game, Deanne Boyce with the shot clock turned off. Saints have got to foul. Travis nearly forced a steal. Maya Hatchett comes away with the loose ball with 20 seconds left.
Gotta hurry.
Hatchett, coast to coast. Hatchett to the rack and scoring with 13 seconds left. What defense from Jada Travis.
What the Saints have to do now, Billings has to go full court with this attack. They want to play a full court pressure, man-to-man, double up the ball anytime somebody picks up their dribble, try to deflect everything in the air, and get the ball back. If they get the ball back, take a timeout and set something up instead of rushing down and trying to shoot. It depends where you steal it. If you steal it under the basket, go ahead.
Saints do have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Billings out of timeouts with 13 seconds left. Chloe Williams to inbound for Montana State Billings. Nelson down to 10 seconds. Nelson watched by Hatchett. She's forced a foul with 8 seconds to go. And Maya Hatchett is fouled out of the game. at no choice. So here is Courtney Nelson. One free throw can sink the Saints. Keely Jade Smith will check in. Courtney Nelson, 5 of 6 from the free throw line today. Free throw deposited and a 4-point lead.
That was a clutch free throw right there.
Second try for Nelson. All of moot point at this point. She does miss. And a timeout called by Natalie Marlowe with 8 seconds left and a 4-point lead for the Jackets. St. Martin's in their next game, playing on Saturday against Seattle Pacific, a team that came into the night 0 of 10. As they look to turn things around this season, they're in Western Oregon this evening. Score update from that game. Western Oregon has stretched their lead on Seattle Pacific. They lead at the half 31-18. So if Western Oregon were to win, they would be 1 game back of St. Martin's. That's if the Saints do lose. Travis. Keely Jade Smith from the top of the arc. Keely Jade Smith missed on the 3. Attorney Reed skipped it out. Vultured by Chloe Williams with 1.7 left. And Montana State Billings will earn their 20th victory of the season. They'll be in second place in the GNAC. Look ahead at Billings' schedule. They'll face Western Washington before making a road trip that sees Western Washington and Simon Fraser before hosting Central Washington and Northwest Nazarene, and then going on the road to face the Alaska schools. Very tough road trip to close it out. Final seconds tick away, and Montana State Billings has defeated St. Martin's. An all-around team effort gives the Jackets their 20th win of the year. They're in second place in the GNAC standings. St. Martin's, a valiant effort, comes up short. Look at final statistics before we say goodnight. Montana State Billings in the win. You talk about the offense that they bring and they boast, and it was a struggle all night, but if there was one player that did stand out, someone that didn't score in the first half, that was their conference best 3-point shooter.
Aspen Giese, second half, really put that game away with those 3-pointers. There's 3 in a row that she hit. And then when that lead was established, St. Martin's pecked away at it, but it was just too much to overcome against such a great team.
Let's look at the final scores. Every Jacket that went on the floor scored at least a bucket.
That balance is really critical to winning games. Even though their leading scorer, Deani Boyce, who's averaging close to 19 points a game, she only had 8. And they did a good job on her defensively, paying attention to where she was on the floor, denying her the ball. But then other people picked that slack up. The rest of the team picked that all up. So that really is what made the difference for them. It's very respectable to play this team and hold them to 48 points. I mean, you do that to anybody else, you win, generally speaking. So good job by the Saints in terms of staying competitive the entire game. Great job holding 2 leading scorers to well below their averages. We just didn't have the punch that we needed, in the paint, really. We got outscored 30-22 in the paint. That picked up for St. Martin's towards the end of the fourth quarter as our guards had some opportunities to slice and dice down the middle and put up some layups. But generally speaking, the paint told the story, especially early on.
Paint was how this game was won and lost. Recap all the scoring. Aspen Geesee, 11 points, including the 3 made threes in the third quarter. Courtney Nelson with 10 points, going 6 of 8 from the free throw line, and with 12 rebounds. That's a double-double for Courtney Nelson. Chloe Williams with 7 points and 6 assists, carrying the assist load for Montana State Billings. And one surprise about Courtney Nelson, only 1 assist. She came in averaging 4.5 assists a game. Tops in the GNAC, only 1 assist this evening. Deanne Boyce, quiet night for her with 8 points. And Shanoa Louie returned to St. Martin's with 6 points. And Layla Bauman with 4 points for Montana State Billings. For St. Martin's with scoring, Jada Travis and Sarah Lamette tied for the scoring lead with 13 points. Travis did have 6 assists. Leading rebounder was Kiana Rios with 7 boards and 7 points. And Madeline Brown had 2 points in the game. Avery Oster with 4. Keely Jade Smith with 2, as did Maya Hatchett, fouled out of the game with 2 points. Well, Rick Wells, after a game like this one, what stands out and what will be remembered in the reconciliation phase for both teams in this game?
Well, for one, Billings really sealed the deal for themselves in terms of playoff position with this win. They needed this win tonight. That really helped them. St. Martin's can be confident in their defense. They held a high-scoring team to 48 points. They took top leading scorers, held them well under their averages. I think if St. Martin's wants to make a solid run at the end here, they're going to have to pick up scoring from other people. You mentioned, Danny, how everybody scored on Billings. Everybody had at least 1 or 2 buckets, and that balance is tough to beat. It's really hard.
Tough to beat. Montana State Billings, their magic number to clinch a berth in the GNAC playoffs is 2. All he needs is 2, with Simon Fraser losing this evening. St. Martin's, they're still in the 6th place spot with the loss by Simon Fraser this evening, but that will be put more underneath the microscope with Western Oregon also nipping at their heels. But Rick Wells, always a pleasure to have you join alongside.
Always a pleasure, Danny, to be here with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. I'm sure we'll do this again soon. Special thank you to everyone who makes this broadcast possible. Special thank you to our SID, Matt Schwarzler, pushing the buttons for us. But for Rick Wells, I'm Danny Bach saying so long and take care, and thanks for letting us be a part of your evening. Your final score, the Montana State University Billings Yellow Jackets 48, the St. Martin Saints 43. We'll see you next Saturday here from Marcus Pavilion for Seattle Pacific against St. Martin's.